At the end of those 4 years, you should have around 250 hours of flight time once you graduate college. Now, to obtain the ATP certificate, you have to have 1,500 hours, but you're only sitting at 250. So what do? Most become a flight instructor, where you can quickly obtain flight hours while staying sharp with your piloting skills. Although there are other jobs that have a low flight hour requirement, we will assume you chose the flight instructor route. It usually takes anywhere between 1.5 to 2 years to obtain that remaining 1,250 hours to get your ATP certificate. Let's say it takes 2 years, so by the end of year 6, you will have obtained 1,500 hours. It's officially time for you to move on to the regionals. Most pilots will fly with a regional airline anywhere between 4 to 6 years before they move on to a major carrier. Let's say it takes you 4 years. The average pilot at the airlines will average around 75 flight hours per month. If you take that 75 hours, multiply that by 48, which is the number of months in a 4-year time span, you will have accrued around 5,100 flight hours. All right, now we have a good understanding of what your timeline will look like if you chose to go to college first. Let's look at what your timeline would look like if you chose to go to a full-time flight school first. Our program, which we call the Career Pilot Program, is 5.5 months long and is the fastest program in the nation. Let's say it's our program that you choose to enroll in. In that time span, you would have obtained the same 7 certificates and ratings we mentioned earlier, and will have around 200 flight hours when you graduate our program. After graduating from our program, most students instruct with us to build up their flight hours. Our average instructor usually gets to 1,500 flight hours within 1.5 years, but we'll be conservative and let's say it takes you 2 years, which will be achieved halfway on year 3. You're ready to move on to the regionals, and as mentioned before when talking about the average flight hours accrued at the regionals, the average sits around 75 hours, and we're going to say that you'll be at the regionals for at least 4 years. By the middle of year 7, you'll be sitting at 5,100 flight hours. At this point, it's time to move on to the majors. By the end of year 10, you would have around 8,250 flight hours under your belt.